All terrain, independent wheel axle, suspension.
Hey guys, remember that bald guy in one of our shorts? Well, this is him. His name is Mr. Reetz.
Hey everyone.
So, you're a teacher here at PSA. I was just wondering, what do you teach here?
I teach Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and AP Calculus, and I also used to teach physics at one point.
Physics.
Mm-hmm.
So, knowing like a lot about physics, what do you think the math perspective is on mission design?
Mission design is super cool from a math standpoint because the missions that you guys get and the projects that you have to do are like way beyond the scope of a normal high schooler, and so it really challenges students to like go above and beyond the normal level of math that we would do. And from a teaching perspective, that is super cool because one of the hardest things that we have to do is motivate students to do more than get an A, right? Like, don't get me wrong, it's super cool if you get an A in one of my classes. That means you definitely worked hard. However, to like strive to go beyond that and to ask the deeper questions is like really difficult for teachers to do. So mission design does it naturally, and that is super cool and super awesome.
And knowing about mission design, what's your opinion on the class being student oriented?
Oh, that part's super cool. So beyond the math piece of it, there's a lot in mission design that's like socially really good for development. So for instance, I've had kids from my classes who haven't said but 2 words to me before, and then I'll see them in mission design and they're like leading a group or leading a presentation, right? Or students that like really lack organizational skills, and then they're project managers, organizing not only just their own stuff, but like multiple people's stuff.
And files.
Yes, and right, just like so much stuff. And so I think it's really cool that it gets students it puts them in positions that they might not be comfortable with because they haven't had a lot of opportunity to do that in high school. But it puts them in those positions and really lets them strive and grow, which is, I think that's really cool.
Going a little bit off topic, what was your thought on Leap Day?
I thought Leap Day went super well. It was a lot different than it had been in the past, so I was a little scared that it would have been tough for y'all to do. But Town Hall went super good, super well. The barbecue went really well. I know there's a ton of people who wanted food, and you guys did the best you possibly could to get everyone. And then the games were really cool, and the kids loved it, which is obviously from our perspective the number one thing that we care about. But it seems like everyone was cheering. They love the games, they love the energy. So you guys did a great job, and shout out to Tommy for being a great
Oh yes,
MC.
Tommy did an excellent job.
Yeah,
but that's Tommy from Team 3, Teen Titans. Go follow them as well. But talking about those games that were very excellent, did you notice that they were like space oriented and like mission design oriented as well?
Yeah, I thought it was really cool that you guys were bringing concepts in from different missions, and even your own missions that you have now. That was super cool. I don't quite know how a donut on a string ties to the International Space Station, but I'm sure we could make it happen.
Yes.
But I did really like the maze game, because I did think that was a really cool concept where you had the person running the maze wasn't able to see it. And I just think that's really cool because that is a task that happens in space exploration and missions from space a lot, whereas you have to have something working that maybe you have a very limited scope of, or almost no scope at all, depending on what the mission set is and the parameters behind it. So I did think that was a really cool tie-in to the whole thing. And again, it was super fun too. So like it was a win-win in every case.
Yeah, it's a win-win because like those missions, it can take days to get like a message from like Mars, like the Mars rover you have in your hand. Like
this is the real one.
Like that's the real one. Like that's no, but like that's the model of it, but the real one is in Mars, and it takes like I'm pretty sure like a week for the reception to get through, and like to not know what's currently going on is a big worry for like NASA.
Right. I mean, it's the message can only travel as fast as light, right? And it even takes light a little while to get there. So it's wild to think about that you're making a command for a left turn, and then hours later, it's like, okay, left turn. Here we go. All right, perfect. So, right, that it is pretty cool, and I think the parallels there were really cool to see, for sure.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Reetz. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day.
Anthony, this was my pleasure, and to all of my millions and millions, if not billions of followers, you guys should just like, subscribe, hit that little button. What am I supposed to say?
Follow us on Instagram and on YouTube, and maybe Pinterest if you can find it.
Okay. No, it's been wonderful, Anthony. I love you. I love Mission Design. Keep going. Do good things.
Thank you.
Cut that.
Was it even recording? Yeah. Okay. Good.
Ballistic missiles was your line. Anyways, moving on. TikTok, MySpace. You can email me. It's .com. Anyways, bloopers.
Yes.